Hi, in this part of the video series, I would like to show you how I sewed the mainsail for my sailing dinghy. Hi, this is Jake. After sewing the jib, I started sewing the mainsail. It is made in a similar way and it is also made of 170 grams per square meter Dacron. In this video, I would like to point out only the things that differ from the jib. For example, because it is fully battened in the upper area, it has got a row of reef points and it is attached to the mast via sail slides. This sail was also designed in sail cut CAD, but it consists of significantly more parts than the foresail. Therefore, I have created a more detailed sail plan. In addition, all the positions of the patches were labeled during plotting. Once the parts had been plotted on the sailcloth and cut out, I laid them out as they would later be sewn together. Some patches and the sail batten pockets cover more than one panel, so I first joined the affected panels with tape and 2 rows of zigzag stitching. The patches were then sewn on for all 4 corners and for the reefing points. The sail battens are attached to their pockets using Velcro fasteners. These were made from Velcro tape, Dyneema rope and webbing. First, all the parts were cut to length. The Velcro tape was then sewn onto the straps with a straight stitch. All contours and a diagonal line in the center were sewn together this way. The end of the rope was then sewn onto the short side of the webbing. The short end was then sewn over to create a small pocket. The pockets for the sail battens consist of a wider inner and a slightly shorter and narrower outer part. The inner part covers the entire width of the sail. The ends were later folded and sewn together with the hem of the panels. The corresponding counterpart of the Velcro tape was sewn onto the inside of the outer part, and at the ends a single folded hem was added. The outer and inner parts were then sewn together and attached to the sail with tape and a row of zigzag stitching. In addition, a pocket was created in the area of the Velcro strips by pushing the edges together in the outer layer. This was done because otherwise creases could occur here later. When all the parts were attached to the panels, the last panels were joined. The sail is equipped with a leech line that runs inside the leech strip. At the height of the reef, the leech tape is interrupted. The reason for this is that the leech line cleat was threaded here. It is very important to do that before sewing the lower leech strip. These cleats were screwed to the sail later. This way, the setup is allowing the sail to be trimmed when reefed. First, the hem was sewn over and the leech tape was sewn on at the same time. The leech line was then fixed in place with a loop just below the top batten using a straight stitch. After that, the leech line was sewn in place with 2 rows of zigzag stitching. All other sides were provided with a continuous bolt rope. Here too, the hem and luff strips were first attached separately for the foot, luff and head. The rope was then inserted. I fixed it in some places with tape to make sewing easier. In the next step, the bolt rope was sewn in with a continuous straight stitch so that the luff strip creates a small pocket around it. To be able to sew closer to the rope, I replaced the foot of the sewing machine with a one-sided foot. My wife really does have everything you need for sewing a sail. I then sewed the remaining 3 sides of the strips with 2 rows of zigzag stitch. As the bolt rope stretches more than the Dacron, a bolt rope reduction of about 8 cm was carried out. To do this, the end of the rope was marked and pulled out by approximately 4 cm at each end. It was under tension, so I fixed it in place with a nail and then it was sewn to the leech strip by hand. To do this, holes were first nailed and then a 4x thread was pulled back and forth through the holes. The ends were then knotted together. The ends of the bolt rope were melted to prevent them from unraveling. In this way, a seam was also inserted into the bolt rope at the sail head. This serves to prevent the head of the sail from wearing out. When all the parts were sewn together, I was very pleased and then started to install the fittings. The batten end fittings were 3D printed from ASA material. With the battens in place, the positions for the strap and screw holes were marked. These holes were then cut out with a soldering iron and the end fittings were screwed in place. The leech line clamps were attached in the same way. As with the head sail, grommets were inserted. The sail slides were then attached to the number 1 grommets on the luff with clamps. The other sail slides were connected to the batten end fittings and the number 4 grommets using Dyneema webbing. The webbing was folded in the middle and cut to length so that it overlapped by approximately 2 centimeters at the ends when forming a loop. The ends were then melted on and sewn together with a 4x thread. A figure 8 was always sewn around the webbing at least 8 times. The ends were then knotted and fused. The batten fasteners were sewn onto the backside of the leech strip. Therefore I used 2 rows of zigzag stitching. With them in place I could insert the sail battens. In order to tension the battens, this shorter black batten is used and being pushed into the small pocket of the batten fasteners and then being pushed into the batten pocket. It can also be used to loosen the battens. Therefore it is being inserted into the batten pocket and then pulled out at the same time as this black rope. When everything was ready, I set up the mast in the garden and set up the sails for the first time. I wanted to see whether all the sides had good tension and whether there were any creases in the sail. I was also very curious to see whether the white fathead would be positioned properly and whether the battens would fold over when tacking. My first impression of it was very good and the profile also looked good to me. But I'm very curious what you think, so please leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching!